in the league. I might be wrong on that one there. Shout out to Jimmy G bringing that team back. Niners were not looking good. Jimmy Garoppolo put the team on his back, and he balled the hell out, man. 34 for 45 passing, 424 yards, and 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. But yeah, Jimmy G showed me something, man. To me, the 49ers, as excellent as that defense is, as good as the running game is, and they're a little bit banged up on offense as well. They are missing a few pieces. Most notably is George Kittle. But the 49ers' weakness to me was not necessarily weakness, but what could be their weakest link is their quarterback, in Garoppolo. We just don't know for sure if Garoppolo is he capable enough to lead this team deep into the playoffs, But that game against the Cardinals, and albeit it's the Cardinals, they're not the best team in the NFL, but that's a division rival. And, you're down early, and it's easy to just quit. Like, it's easy to just give up at that point. But he rallied his team, and he brought him back and was able to pull that game off. It was for a very epic finish. Like, they was driving down for the field goal to tie it, I believe. But he fucked around, and they scored a touchdown. Yeah, man, shout out to Jimmy G, man. He balled his ass off. I respected that, man. I respected that performance the last couple of games. Shout out to Jimmy G. Shout out to the Niners. They're looking tough. My Ravens play them in a couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to that game. But yeah, man, I like the Niners. Shout out to the damn Raiders. I can't even think of their name right now. Shout out to Oakland Raiders. I want to be the first to come on here and say, well, not necessarily say, but kind of give an apology to John Gruden. I mean, I highly doubt he's listening to this, but I was very critical on John Gruden and how the moves that he made since becoming the head coach of the Oakland Raiders team, giving away a generational talent like Khalil Mack. And I mean, got 2 first-round picks for him, but trading Khalil Mack and, the Antonio Brown thing falling through. And there's another couple of moves that he made that I didn't agree with. But yeah, man, the Raiders are looking solid. 5-1 at home, 1-3 in a row. They won 3 in a row. They are 1 game behind the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City haven't had their bye week. I think they're doing it this week, so they can go ahead and if the Raiders win next week, then they would be tied for first in that division. And I'm not sure if they played already and who won the matchup, but they might be in first. They might fuck around and be in first place next week. So John Gruden got those boys playing hard, man. They got the rookie of the year, in my opinion, right now, in the running back. I think his name is Jacobs. I can't remember his name, but he's looking really good. Carr is playing really well. And I think with them cutting Antonio Brown, at the time, it was fucking hilarious. Like, yo, you signed this dude you traded for him, you give him all this money, and then you cut him before the season begins. It's like, wow, what a fucking train wreck in Oakland. But I think it goes to show that John Gruden made sure that he told this team, he sent the message that nobody is above this team. I don't care who you is. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what accomplishment you've had. Nobody's above this team. And yeah, Oakland is looking solid. Oakland is looking really solid. Shout out to them, man. I want to show some love to the Buffalo Bills. 7-3. I don't think I've ever seen the Bills 7-3 in my life. They beat the Miami Dolphins in Miami, and that's a tough game to win. I don't care what anybody has to say. The Miami Dolphins is one of those sneaky teams where obviously they're not good. They're not a good team, but they play their asses off. Like Flores, their head coach, has them playing hard every week, and they can fuck around and beat anybody at any given time. So this was definitely a trap game. This was one of those games that, the Bills, they just couldn't let slide through their fingers. And honestly, I would thought that they could. I thought this is one of those typical Bills games where they just lose it and kind of go in that downward spiral. But no, Buffalo kept their shit together, and they handled the Dolphins pretty easily, honestly. The score was 37-20. I didn't really catch too much of this game. I was tuning in and out between this and the Ravens game. But Josh Allen looked really good. 21-33, 256 yards and 3 touchdowns. Fucked around and won the AFC Player of the Week. Plus, he had a rushing touchdown, so counted for 4 touchdowns. He looked really solid. Devin Singletary, he looked really good. He was averaging over 5 yards a carry. Josh Allen and John Brown seems to have a really good connection going. So it looks like they're very comfortable with one another. And then that Buffalo defense is still ferocious. They got one of the best secondaries in the league. And I think, just seen a stat on Twitter, I think they've only given up like 7 passing touchdowns so far this season. I think they're like second or third behind the Patriots and another team or something like that, or tie for second. But yeah, shout out to Buffalo. 7-3. They are currently the number 5 seed in the AFC. And we'll see if they can continue forward. They got a couple of good games coming up, a couple of tough ones coming up. I know they still got to play the Patriots again. They got to play Baltimore still. And yeah, we'll see what happens with this Buffalo's Bills squad. We can see if they really are true contenders. 4-1 on the road too. Shit, I did not know that about the Bills, but shout out to them, man. Shout out to Buffalo. Oh yeah, Dallas. Another team I wanted to talk about real quick. Not necessarily just Dallas overall, but Dak Prescott. Right now, Dak Prescott, to me, is currently in the MVP runnings. I think he's one of the top 3 candidates behind Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson. And I think people need to give him more love. He's currently leading the league in passing. I believe I read that stat. He's currently leading the league in passing. And this game against the Detroit Lions, 444 yards and 3 touchdowns. And he got the Dallas Cowboys 6-4 with a 1-game lead over, I want to say 1.5, if I'm not mistaken, over the Eagles because they beat them. So a game and a half lead over the Philadelphia Eagles. And listen, you can say whatever you want about Dak. The criticisms, whatever, the jokes, he's Dallas is going to pay a mediocre quarterback $40 million and blase, blase. The man is a baller. He's a baller. Like there's a few quarterbacks in this league that can go into that extra zone and pull some wins out. He's one of them. I seen the last year in the playoffs, man. Like the man put everything on the table to get the Cowboys that victory over the Seahawks. I believe it was the Seahawks last year. Dak, he's a gamer, man. I fucks with him. I like Dak. I'm not a Cowboys fan myself. Fuck the Cowboys. Honestly, I really don't care for them. But I like Dak. I like Zeke. I like Dak. There's players on that team I enjoy watching, and Dak is one of them, man. I think people need to show him some more love. And right now, I currently think he is third in MVP conversation, in my opinion. So, shout out to Dak. Shout out to the Cowboys, and we'll see how they move forward from there. Eagles and Patriots. I feel kind of bad for Eagles fans. My cousin Nick, former co-host on this show, he's an Eagles fan, and yeah, I did not know it was that bad for those receivers, man. I did not know that they literally just dropped everything like that. I was watching the game. I was tuning that between that and the Niners and Cardinals game. And I'm just watching. I'm like, yo, how many times are they going to drop the fucking ball? How many receivers is going to have 2 hands on the pass and drop it? I counted at least 6, maybe even more. I'm like, yo, Carson can't get right. And then you go look at the stat line and you say, oh, damn, Carson Wentz was bad. He's 20 or 40, 50% passer, 214 yards, a touchdown. No, Carson Wentz did his part. He put the ball in, and don't get me wrong, there was a couple of passes that's like, but for the most part, man, he was putting that ball on the money, and those receivers were just dropping everything, man. Even the last drive of the game where the Eagles are not out of it, they have a chance to come back and win. Not necessarily win, but tie the game. And he put the ball, like the New England sent a 0 blitz, no safety help over the top. He lofted one up for, I want to say it was Aguilar, and it hit him back in the end zone, both hands, and dropped it again. Another drop. I'm like, oh my God, this is brutal. They played a hell of a game too, man. They held the Patriots to 17 points. But by the way, we need to have this conversation, y'all. We need to talk about this. It's about time. Tom Brady is definitely the GOAT, and I feel like I talked about this already. But Tom Brady is definitely the GOAT, greatest of all time. But he is not good this year. Tom Brady looks bad. Like, he looks really bad right now. And that Patriots offense, I don't know. I think that right now, you look at his numbers, he's 2,700 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and he's completing about 64% of his passes. Those numbers are a little skewed, you know. Patriots offense, you know, it's all dink and dunk. It's literally dink and dunk. There's barely any passes that's going past 20 yards down the field. And anytime that Brady does throw it down the field, man, it's a duck. It's sailing over the receiver's head, or it's bad. It's short. It's sailing over their heads. It's very inaccurate down the field. Anything 25 yards or further down the field is basically incompletion or damn near interception. I don't know if this Patriots team can get back to the Super Bowl with Tom Brady playing the way he's playing. Now, this is going to be one of those things again they're fucking 9-1. So, you know, they're 9-1 basically due to that defense. That defense is still amazing. But I don't know if we might be seeing, I know for a fact this, like, we're starting to see the decline of Tom Brady. Like, he's 42 years old. Like, you know, what else can you expect from this man? He's done it all. He's won six Super Bowls now. You know, it's about time he hang him up, probably. Honestly, I think he might be done after this season. I think this might be the last time we see Tom Brady in an NFL football season. And yeah, man, we'll see how the Patriots move forward. More than likely, they're going to be a 1 or 2 seed. You know, they play in a weak ass AFC East, so that's pretty much a guaranteed 5 wins. They usually lose 1. It's basically guaranteed 5 wins automatically. So more than likely, they'll be a 1 seed, maybe a 2 seed if they mess around and lose this upcoming game. I think they got a decent game coming up. So we'll see. But yeah, Tom Brady, he doesn't look good at all. I just wanted to mention that. And then last game I wanted to talk about today was the Monday Nighter. Kansas City against the Los Angeles Chargers. Almost called them San Diego. And again, another old ass quarterback that just needs to hang it up. Tom Brady looks like Tom Brady. You can still have as your quarterback, and he, like I said, he got the Patriots 9-1. Okay, he doesn't look as he doesn't look as good as we know Tom Brady to look, but he still is 14 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He got over a 2-to-1 ratio. Phillip Rivers sucks. Phillip Rivers is trash. I was watching this game and I'm just seeing Phillip Rivers fucking bomb it, like, bad. Not like bomb it down the field. He just looks fucking terrible, man. And I'm like, oh my God, they need to get this dude off the field. He's causing more damage than he is good. Not damage in a good way. Like, you know, he's not damaging the other team. He's damaging his own team. Right now, you look at his season stats, like 3,100 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. He had 3 the week before against Oakland, comes back this week and throws 4 against Kansas City, plus 1 where they was driving down the field and they're in the game. And I'm like, oh my God, they might mess around and win this damn game. Not necessarily, well, tie it up at the very least. And they get down to the red zone after a crazy catch by Williams. I think it's Mike Williams. That was a crazy catch he had. And then he tossed that fourth interception to the dude he's picking up on all night. And that man made a play. Phillip Rivers is bad. It's as his,